life, and it is time to do another lifted with Christy and Jen. This week we are lifting each other, and so I have picked a layout that she did in her December layout share from December of last year, and I just wanted to show you a bit of the products that I want to use. So I went into my Project Life stuff, and let me show you. I don't have a lot of Project Life cards. Like, this is it. I went through a pretty big destashing, and this is all I have left. So this is when I'm pulling from, this is my choice. It's not a whole lot, but I like it this way. And so I pulled out a few. It's a really fun layout. It's kind of like a broken apart layout, and I really love it. So I'm excited to get into it. But I have two choices because I wasn't sure how I wanted to mat the photo. So I'm either going to use this really cool tag that I have been kind of hoarding, so it'll be good to get it used if I decide to use that. And if not, I have this very fun, colorful Project Life card that I haven't decided if I think it would actually go with this or not. So we'll see. But those are my two options there. I also have, like I said, picked some Project Life cards here. I really love this gold foil You Make Me Happy because this photo makes me so happy. So I think I'm really leaning towards using that. Here's a banner one. I will have to find a way to cover up this Let's Have a Party. I also really like this Happy Little Moment. So it will either be one or the other here. So this is the options between that. And it will be a subtitle more likely than an actual title. And then this is just the other options. So here's that smaller 3x4 card of the same thing. And that. And then I have, this is from the Maggie Holmes Open Book Collection. The one sheet of the 12x12 is a cut apart. And I really liked this. I thought it matched well with the carpet, so I chose that. And then this I chose because Jen has it in her original layout, and so I thought it would be a nice throw in to use this and say just another part of the lifted and part of the inspiration from it. And the other part I'll share with you are my two options here. These are both Maggie Holmes Open Book Collection. So I've got this kind of diagonal stripe here, which especially on this really bounces off, so that's pretty cool. I like that a lot. And then for a little bit softer feeling, and yes, it's pink on a boy layout, I know, but I like the softness that it brings. And I think once I get all the elements on it, it won't read as pink as it reads on its own. So this is my starting off point, and I just wanted to do that. I will, of course, input the picture that I'm being inspired from Jen in right this minute, and then I will jump into being on fast forward. Thanks everyone so much for watching. Okay, so first I'm going to show you that I made my photo into like an Instagram size, so it's 4x4, which fit perfectly for the tag. I did decide to go with the tag. I could not make that other Project Life card work. It was just too colorful, and especially when it was against my photo, it didn't look great. So that was a pretty easy choice to use the tag, and I was leaning towards that to begin with anyways, so that was fine. Let me go into what this photo is about while you watch me kind of figure out what I want to do here. Jackson is sitting in front of our washer in this photo, and he is about, I think this photo was taken last October, so 9.5, 10 months old here, I believe. That makes sense. 10 months old. Yes, 10 months old. And for the longest time, he didn't really care. And then all of a sudden, I would do a load of laundry, and he was just like it was mesmerizing to him. He just loved it. So he would sit there and just watch the washer. The entire cycle it was on, he would sit there and watch it, turn around at me a little bit and smile, and then just go back to watching it. So that's what the story is about. I just thought it was really cute how that's the way he is. And the funny thing is, now that he's older, he still loves it, but what he does is we will bring out his laundry basket and he throws the clothes in the washer, then takes them all out. So before I actually do the load, of course. And he'll do that for a good half an hour. He just loves it. So it's really funny. The small things in life, you guys, that's what it's all about. So you can see that I have added a little bit of an overlay here. This is the second half of an overlay that I just used about a month ago now for my layout called Nervous Excitement. And I just had used half of an overlay, and it's of like a photo strip, like those old time films, right? And I just thought it fit perfectly there. And because it was kind of a lot of white in that photo from our washer is in a closet, so I just wanted to kind of cover that up so your eye goes more towards Jackson. So that's why I added that, and I was excited to use it because I've been trying to use that up. So one more thing out of my stash, which I love. I then decided I still wanted to highlight Jackson a little bit more, so I'm going to play with these frames, and it takes me a couple minutes to decide which one I want to do, but I do go with the gold in the end. It kind of ties in really well with the overlay, and then I just add gold to all my other elements, so there's gold in everything, and so that was a nice kind of tie-in, and I really love how the gold just draws your eye right to him, and that's what I loved. So that's why I did choose that. I have a kind of hard time putting together this layout. I wasn't sure how to decorate the cards. I knew I wanted to do something, but I wasn't really sure what. So you're going to see me do lots of kind of playing around. I left a lot of things in that normally I probably would cut out just so you could see the actual nitty-gritty of how I do layouts. And the reason why I'm doing it this way is Jen's original layout is it's like a deconstructed layout. I absolutely love it. And she has done elements to each card that help tie in the entire layout. So that's what I am trying to replicate. And like I said in my little opening video, that ampersand tag there, she has that in one of her cards. I think she's also using Project Life cards in hers. And I really wanted to tie that in for this episode just because I really liked how she had used it. I thought it was very clever, and so I wanted to do my own take on that. But it takes me a little bit to decide how I want to do it, and as you can see, I do other things and come back and I'm like, oh, but this would look cute. And then finally what ends up happening is I find this little yellow camera, and this is from Amy Tan, and I believe it's the Stitch collection, and that is when I'm like, oh, this is perfect. So I use the little yellow sticker camera. I use that little wood veneer heart that you see up there, and then I also use that bird that you saw for just a second. That chippered bird goes there as well. And then the very last element for this card is I add a little white sequin star that I got in a haul about a month ago now. And that will make up that first card, even though, as I said, you're seeing me kind of play around with my other tag as well. I'm trying to make that fit perfectly. And because I had add wood veneer to the first card with that heart, I wanted to add the wood veneer anchor to that one. I know anchor really doesn't have anything to do with it, but to me it says water and he's looking at the washer, so it's a really, really silly throw-in, tie-in, but that's how I'm using it. So here you see me deciding if I want to use the yellow card that says, I think it says it's the little things or something, or if I'm going to use this white, you make me happy. So I start with the yellow and try to decorate it and decide how I like that. And then I'm like, okay, let's see what else. Let me clear off a little bit more and see. I end up going with the white, however, because I really liked the way that the white looked on the pink cardstock. Sorry, that's not cardstock, pattern paper. And I loved that. So it's all the same elements, but it's that. And because I chose the white card kind of throughout the yellow card altogether, because I said I would use one or the other, and it also made my choice of the pattern paper because the white on that diagonal stripe would not have looked very good. So that kind of made my final decision for that, using the pink pattern paper. I'm also using a little bit, I know it's really hard to see, but there is a it's like normally you would like write in it or add the date or something to it sort of sticker, and I think it says little moments or something, but it's in teal to help tie in with the tag. So I know it's really hard to see because I'm so zoomed out with my filming, but that's what it is. And then through the magic of editing, I finished that last card. I thought it was taking a little too long. And that last card just has my journaling about how sweet my little boy is for, doing this and just loving watching it. And then I added a star, a wood veneer to tie in with wood veneer, and that's of the house because this was at home. And then the gold I tied in with that little X just so that there was gold on the layout. And then I dated it, and it was in, like I said, October. So as I was creating this layout, the pink pattern paper was on top of the diagonal pattern paper, and I actually really liked the way that that looked. So I made it a border, and I love that. I think it helps kind of pop it out. It frames in all of the elements, and I thought it was perfect. But I am noticing something's missing, and I couldn't figure it out. I was thinking maybe I would just trace some lines. And then I went into my stash of pattern paper, pulled out this teal piece. I have no idea where it's from. It's just a spare scrap that I had. And then pulled out, I think this is notes and things. I can't remember. But on a layout I had done for a refresh video, I did almost like a tree type of, I don't know how to say it, but I did that. What you see right now, I did that. And so I thought it would work well. So I pulled out all of my more wood veneer, darker, crate colored pattern papers from that collection that I still had, and made them into the diagonals, triangles, to decide which ones I wanted to use. I really thought that that diagonal would look well until I put it up against the pattern paper and realized, hey, this looks just like the other one. So I ended up using the triangle paper and then another piece of just the plain, it's corkboard. And this is my layout. Thanks everyone so much for watching, and check out Jen's take. Bye!